Welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel, everyone. This is Rich making another video on XRP today as usual. So wherever you are on this vast planet, I hope you're all having a nice day today. I have to start with this from Vincent Van Cody before we discuss XRP. This phony market is still being controlled in spite of the recent significant news about the SEC versus Ripple settlement. The Genius Act's rejection should have caused the cryptocurrency market to plummet, but instead it has increased, most likely as a result of bots exploiting variations in currency pairs to extract liquidity from XRP. The Binance lead market as a whole is totally manipulated, totally. How to defeat it? A 3-year timetable is what I do. Buy something you know inside and out and cling on for dear life. He therefore believes that since the Brilliant Act was rejected, the market ought to have declined. Campaign against Ripple. Additionally, they are discussing a lobbyist. The president received the text of a social media post from Brian Ballard. She suggested that he publish a statement declaring the creation of a strategic crypto reserve in the United States that would comprise Cardano, Solana, and XRP. Trump became enraged when he discovered that Ripple was one of Ballard's clients after he shared the message on social media on March 2. This is all bullshit in my opinion, and I believe that Bitcoin maxers are trying to discredit the entire reserve since they believe that it should only be used for Bitcoin. However, I must remind you that Ripple met with President Trump on January 8, 2025. Vice President Vance met with Ripple on January 21, 2025. Ripple met with members of Congress and CEOs from a range of sectors on February 14, 2025. President Trump posted about Ripple today. President Trump met with Ripple in 2018. Corey Johnson, the chief market strategist for Ripple, had the honor of presenting XRP and Ripple to the administration of US President Donald Trump. Ripple is something Donald Trump is aware of. He is aware of RLUC. Additionally, they had a meeting with President Trump prior to his appointment. President Trump continued to state in the summer of 2024 and immediately thereafter that the United States will not have a central bank digital currency, most likely due to the country's current efforts to move toward a stable coin such as the RLUSD for a digital dollar. They could do whatever they want with it. However, XRP will have a significant impact on the US banking sector, influencing and bolstering the US dollar in both its present and digital form. They also have to cope with it. As I previously stated, things will only get worse as XRP begins to overtake Ethereum for the second place ranking and eventually overtakes Bitcoin for the top slot. These folks have no idea how to handle it. What do they do then? They launch FUD and disinformation operations against XRP and Ripple. And I'm annoyed by it. Significant news. Caroline Pham, the acting chair of the CFTC, has said that the agency will soon be taking part in industry tokenization pilots as an observer. Additionally, Brad's relationship with Caroline Pham from the CFTC is previously known to us. Tokenization hasn't even begun yet. You know, that market will be enormous and will begin to pick up significant speed this year. Here are Donald Trump's remarks for today. Listen to it. You would better go buy something directly up. These will be numbers that no one has ever seen before. If you understand it, it's a crucial component of everything. The Democrats are only opposing it because they want to if you don't. Trump derangement syndrome is what they have. They wouldn't quarrel if it was someone else, you know. A regular individual would be all right if they were seated behind you. They suffer from Trump derangement syndrome. Senator Schumer has converted to Palestinianism. Greetings, whatever the ritual is. I'm not sure if they're supposed to hand it to him. What has happened to the Democrats is awful. A very significant component of everything we do now is unrelated, but it is related in that we will conduct much more business with the UK if that passes. We'll have a ton. He advises you to purchase stocks right away. For the president, I have some news. The stock market doesn't pique my curiosity. I have XRP already, and this market is ready to take off. I promise you, all we can do is wait for it to occur. The Democrats, meanwhile, only wish to delay things. They oppose the advancement of innovation. It's not that they don't think it's necessary. The Republicans want it, but they don't want it. They can't control cryptocurrency, thus they don't want it. If they are unable to manage it, they will repeatedly vote against it. According to reports, Hidden Road, which purchased Ripple for $1,250,000,000, 0 cents, is opening an office in Abu Dhabi to provide clearing and prime brokerage services to institutional clients in the United Arab Emirates. Additionally, this will keep growing, and as it does, we will witness an increasing amount of institutional adoption, not only in the United States, but also on a worldwide scale. I must also address this, it's significant for XDC. Significant news. The Mecca Crypto Alliance now includes the XDC network. This now places XDC alongside XRP Hbar, QNT, as well as a few more. This is significant news. A cryptocurrency will continue to grow and become a highly valued one in the future if it can pass the Mica requirements. You see, all of the networks and blockchains on which these cryptocurrencies operate are Mica compliant. That's significant, particularly in light of ISO's launch later this year. However, that was unquestionably noteworthy. As you can see, rather Rlusd. In a January 2025 interview with Citizens Bank, Brad Garlinghouse, meanwhile, remains steadfast. Rlusd is just fiat on chain, like a digital dollar, he clarified. On the other side, XRP continues to play a key role as a bridge currency that is impartial, quick, and borderless on the decentralized exchange of XRP ledgers. You must view it this way as well. XRP is owned by Brad Garlinghouse. XRP is owned by David Schwartz. XRP is owned by Chris Larson. Why would they ever use something else in place of our XRP? They undoubtedly wish for the price to increase as much as we do. It also benefits Ripple in the long run. They might now employ XRP in more effective ways to buy additional businesses if it strategically rises in price, and it will significantly strengthen their balance sheet. Additionally, it will simultaneously put money in their pockets. The XRP ledger will be used the RLSD, as I have often stated. When the XRP ledger needs liquidity, it initially looks to XRP. In the future, XRP won't be a cheap cryptocurrency, and I believe that people bring this up because they want XRP to be the only cryptocurrency. XRP will only be able to open so many doors. There are a ton of doors that RLSD can unlock that XRP simply cannot. To return to the opening of this film, anyone who believes that President Trump is unaware of what XRP is regressively wrong. All they wanted to do was smear. XRP will ultimately be the factor that makes the US dollar stronger. Additionally, RLUSD is already headed toward becoming the digital dollar of the United States. That, in my opinion, was the main goal of Ripple and President Trump's 2024 meeting. He had not yet been elected president. However, he declared immediately following his meeting with Ripple that should he be elected president, the US will not proceed with the CBDC. But I just wanted to make everything clear. And as I always say, until it does, have patience, maintain your optimism, and let's make money together. That being said, I will now conclude this video. Thank you for watching, everyone. Thanks to everybody. The next one will see you. Enjoy your evening.